Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Petty and I'm the Genealogy and Local History Librarian here in the Indiana room. You may recognize this in front of me. This is our time capsule that we posted on social media not too long ago, and you guys have been busy guessing what we have in here ever since. Because of the construction going on at our Noblesville building that you may or may not have noticed, it was found by construction crews and brought to the Indiana room because of our mission to preserve local history as well as our institutional history. So this building that we're in right now was built in 1986, and so we assumed even before it was open that it was from that original building. So we're really excited to share this with you guys and do some unboxing. So the first item in our time capsule is an issue of the Noblesville Times. This is now known as the Times daily paper. The Indiana room still collects this paper every day along with our current and also the Hamilton County Reporter, and we preserve this paper also digitally on newspapers.com. So it's still a legacy of today that we are still paying attention to what's going on in our local community. The next thing we have is a copy of The Giving Tree. The note on the front says it was a popular children's book of 1986. In comparison, the most popular juvenile fiction book in 2021 was Dog Man Unleashed, so a little bit of a difference there. And the other book that we have in the time capsule is this book, Fatherhood by Bill Cosby, which was the most popular nonfiction adult book in 1986. We assume they came up with that number based on how many times it was checked out. When we did a similar analysis, we found that the most popular adult title in 2021, based on the number of checkouts, was The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. The next group of items we have is related to library structure. We have a schedule for what was then called the No-Mobile, the library outreach vehicle. We still have this library outreach vehicle here in 2021. It has reached over 5,200 people so far, and they're also looking into buying a new outreach vehicle similar to this van that they had in the 80s. So looking forward to meeting a lot more people that way. Other stuff in this section includes a flyer about all the different things that are offered here at the library back in 1984. They have some information from the Chamber of Commerce, including a map of Noblesville, a note about the Public Library Foundation. They have a copy of a blank library card, which is really fun. It does have a barcode on it, but not as colorful as the ones we have today, and also a registration card for that library card. This is an invoice from Baker & Taylor. Baker & Taylor is a huge book purchasing company that lots and lots of libraries use. We still use Baker & Taylor today. We receive a 40% discount on titles, and that was the case back in the 80s as well. Let's see, the average paid price for books in 1986 was $11.56, and in 2021 it only went up to $12.89. So their prices are still really good for libraries here. This is a history of the library. It talks about the founding of the library original building all the way up to when this building was opened, right before this capsule was buried. And then this is a copy of the proposed budget for the first year after this new building opened. So that would be 1987. So a lot of work and not as many great computer programs to help us do it. They had some, but not as many as we do now. The last thing in this section is a schedule for the summer reading program. You can see all the programs and the story hours and everything fit on this one page. Their theme was Camp Wanna Read a Book. So they had a lot of activities going on. Today, this year, in our summer reading program, we have 5,754 people registered. So a really large amount of people still enjoy our summer reading program today. The next section or envelope in this time capsule were pictures of the library. We've got some right as construction was finishing up. You can see in some of these the pavement isn't even finished. And then lots of pictures of employees, board members, people who were really making the library work both before and after the construction was complete. They also have in here some pictures, and it's hard to see because it's covered by trees, but some pictures of the library that they moved out of. This building was then remodeled and turned into Noblesville City Hall. So if you drive by there, you'll see where the library used to be. But at this time, it was still unremodeled and still being used as a library. And then they also have this list that identifies who all the people are, which is really helpful for us. This is called Openers. It's similar to the book pages, if you ever pick those up in our libraries now. It tells you interesting news about books that are coming out, some more in-depth stories about authors, etc. And it's like a multi-page newsletter. The last thing we have on our list is, it says it's a word from library director David Cooper. He was the director at the time this building opened. And we just want to read an excerpt from this letter because it was a really interesting way to think about the legacy of this building being created. So it says, our fondest hope in planning this new library building is that it will be well used by the Eastern Hamilton County community and that it will be a place for learning and discovery. It should be an exciting place that people look forward to exploring. Please forgive us for any short-sightedness we have displayed in planning and constructing this edifice. For our time, it is a tremendous step forward and a real tribute to the library board which allowed it to be constructed and to the communities which are willing to fund its construction and operation. I pray that when this building is replaced, future citizens will choose to replace it with another which takes an equally large step into that great unknown future and that they can be as excited as we are today. So a really great message as we move forward into our own construction project. All right, if you want to learn more about each of the items that you've seen here today, or if you want to do your own genealogy or local history research, come see us in the Indiana room on the second floor of the Noblesville branch of the library. For our time capsule, we have an archive storage space where we keep items like this in safe containers for future preservation. And stay tuned for more content as we work towards figuring out what's going to go in our new time capsule.